Microsoft and Activision have repurposed the agreement that they had, extending the deadline out to October. There have been statements from Bobby Kotick, Brad Smith, Lulu Chang-Maservi, and Phil Spencer, along with some reactions from the industry. Let's jump into all of that right now. Most people seem to think that this case is going to close imminently, but let's hear from good old Brad Smith first. He says the following: together with Activision, we are announcing the extension of our merger agreement to 10/18 to provide ample time to work through the final regulatory issues. We will honor all commitments agreed upon with the EC and other regulators and continue to work with the CMA on the issues raised in the UK. We are confident about our prospects for getting the deal across the finish line. As we near the finish line, today's extension with Activision enables us to focus on addressing comprehensively and properly the UK's statutory requirements while sustaining fully our obligations across the EU. So no, they are not going to close over the CMA as some predicted. They are going to work with them to make sure all concerns are addressed. And having made the update video about that hearing, it does seem like the CMA is ready to work. Brad Smith also put out the following document. It was like a Word document in his tweet. It says, Microsoft and Activision Blizzard merger extension. Microsoft and Activision Blizzard have jointly agreed to extend the merger agreement deadline from July 18th, 2023 to October 18th, 2023 to allow for additional time to resolve remaining regulatory concerns. Additional details related to the extension of the agreement: Activision Blizzard is entitled to pay 99 cents per share to its shareholders. Both parties have agreed that the deal termination fee is not subject to any condition other than failure to close. If the deal does not close by August 29th, 2023, the termination fee payable by Microsoft if the agreement is terminated will increase from $3 billion to $3.5 billion. If the deal does not close by September 15th, 2023, it will increase from $3.5 billion to $4.5 billion. Any termination will only be paid if the deal fails to close. So it seems like everybody's trying to make this thing happen and make a lot of money. Here's what Phil Spencer said. Microsoft and Activision Blizzard have extended the merger agreement deadline to 10/18. We're optimistic about getting this done and excited about bringing more games to more players everywhere. Everybody's feeling very confident about the whole situation. And here is what Lulu Chang-Maservi had to say. Update on Activision Blizzard's merger with Microsoft agreement deadline extended. The recent decision in the US and approvals in 40 countries all validate that the deal is good for competition, players, and the future of gaming. Given global regulatory approvals and the company's confidence that CMA now recognizes there are remedies available to meet their concerns in the UK, the Activision Blizzard and Microsoft board of directors have authorized the companies not to terminate the deal until after October 18th. We're confident in our next steps and that our deal will quickly close. This thing is happening. Everybody who was doubting it, people were saying the deal was dead when the CMA blocked. As soon as the FTC lost, they're like, oh yeah, I guess they really did have a terrible case. And now they're coming around. Like, I hope you've come around and said, hey, I'm going to hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for you, Destin. Or if you're already subscribed, I hope you've come around and said, you know what? I'm going to hit the like button on this video. I like Destin stuff. There's been a few other things. Let's see what I have queued up here. The new deadline, it's October 18th. The company waived any right to the parent termination fee during the waiver period, after which we've discussed the different rates. Parent will continue to use its best efforts to communicate the merger, and parent may seek to pursue an agreement with the CMA of the United Kingdom to hold separate the company or certain assets of the company, or to implement other lawful alternatives to consummate the merger. And the company will continue to cooperate with parent and use its best efforts to take all actions and do all things necessary, proper, or advisable and consented by the parent in furtherance of such efforts, in each case subject to terms and conditions of the merger agreement. Long story short, The agreement between Microsoft and Activision is basically saying, get the deal closed. If you have to divest in the CMA area in the UK to make it happen, divest. Do whatever you got to do. Let's get this deal done. There were also emails sent out today. So the first one we're going to look at is from Phil Spencer. Team, Microsoft and Activision Blizzard remain optimistic that we will get our acquisition over the finish line. So we have jointly agreed to extend the merger agreement to October 18th, 2023. While we can technically close in the United States due to recent legal developments, the extension gives us additional time to resolve the remaining regulatory concerns in the UK. I do find it interesting that he pointed out, hey, we could totally close here because the FTC lost big time, but we're not gonna. We're gonna figure it out first. I want to thank everyone for your time and energy and support of the regulatory process and on all the great work coming to fruition for Xbox this year. Players around the world will be delighted with the incredible lineup of games launching in the next few months, including Starfield and Forza Motorsport. It is also great to see the fantastic work the ABK teams are delivering for their players with a successful launch of Diablo 4 and the ongoing performance of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, and we congratulate them on their accomplishments. As we move even closer to the finish line, we are more excited than ever before about furthering our mission to bring more games to more players everywhere. Thanks, Phil, for CCing me on that email. No, I'm just kidding. Tom Warren got that email. He gets all these internal emails. Another one posted was from Bobby Kotick, and this is Bobby Kotick's message to his team. Team, I know many of you have questions about our merger with Microsoft. I am happy to share that based on our continued confidence in closing our deal, the Activision Blizzard and Microsoft boards have mutually agreed not to terminate the deal until after October 18th. This merger is great for players, workers, and our business, and it will create opportunities to compete against companies with large talent pools, strong IP, and complete control of their markets. Our merger is cleared to close in over 40 countries already, and we remain confident in resolving any remaining regulatory concerns in the UK. I appreciate your patience through the process. As always, thank you for your continued dedication and work. I'll share more updates as we have them. With gratitude, Bobby. Everybody is on board here. Everybody is happening. Everybody thinks that this thing is going to go through. Let's hear from, I thought I had this queued up at the appropriate time code. Let's hear from an analyst over at Bloomberg Tech. Let's hear what they had to say really quick.
The probability of closing here is north of 95%. We're really in the final stages. I heard Leah, give some ideas about why the CMA changed its mind. I think it's an interesting question, but given the significant change in disposition, it's almost a road to Damascus moment for them. I don't think there's any question as to whether or not they're going to change it again. I speculate that they were told by the government to stop making the country look bad. But for whatever reason, they're hand in hand with Microsoft, and
I watch everything.
I think we're down to days or weeks.
Yes.
We're down to days or weeks. So that was that one. I'll make sure the Bobby Kotick interview that I'm queuing up here is not playing at 2x so that you can enjoy all the dulcet tones of Bobby Kotick's voice. Here's what Bobby had to say.
Just get to the deal itself. Some shareholders, unhappy with accepting 99 cents and an additional dividend and a potentially higher termination fee should this deal fall apart after August 29th. What do you tell them as to why these are acceptable terms?
98% of our shareholders approved this transaction. So our shareholders are overwhelmingly positive about the details of the terms. I think the short extension, we got significant consideration. I think the termination fee may be one of the largest in history. We've got an improvement in commercial terms. We're paying a 99-cent dividend. So I think the shareholders, my view is that this is a great deal for
You didn't think you were in a
I
position to potentially
I thought he was
extract
going to say something like the shareholders can go. Oh, wait, no, that's not what I've been saying. No, shareholders seem widely supportive of the merger and happy with 99-cent dividends. And they only get paid out those dividends if the deal falls apart. But the deal's going to go through. A few other people chimed in. Michael Pachter said the following. We're going to get Michael Pachter back on the channel once the deal is done. Interesting development in Microsoft for Activision deal. Teams extend for 90 days, but If it doesn't close by 8/29, the CMA deadline, the breakup fee goes to $3.5 billion from $3 billion. If it doesn't close by 9/15, breakup is $4.5 billion. While we don't know what will happen, this sounds like deal price goes up if it doesn't close by 9/15, possibly even if it doesn't close by 8/29. One other tidbit, still working on this, it looks like Microsoft will allow Activision to pay out a 99-cent dividend. Need to track this one down to be sure, as we know now that's true because Bobby Kotick said it. But it might mean that if the deal doesn't close by 8/17, the normal dividend payment date, the price went up by 99 cents. That's $1 a share. That's good. It gets better. If the deal doesn't close by 10/18 and is terminated, not only does Activision get $4.5 billion, but it gets a rebate of Microsoft royalties on Activision Blizzard games of up to $250 million in 2023 and 2024. I saw this and I didn't know what it meant. So basically what Pachter is saying is Activision gets a rebate on Microsoft royalties on Activision Blizzard games. So meaning Microsoft will have to forfeit up to $500 million if this doesn't go through. This would be really bad for Microsoft if it didn't close at this point. Just found out that Activision's board declared a dividend of 99 cents for shareholders, a record 8/2 payable on 8/17. Deal price went up to $95.99. So as you remember, the target price was $95. So while many people, including me, said, why would Activision extend the deal without being paid? It's clear that their shareholders are getting an extra 99 cents for their inconvenience. I still expect to close in August. August is when the FTC trial is supposed to happen. There's a letter out there from a bunch of Republicans saying, well, it says a bunch of Republicans. I haven't actually checked the party affiliation of the people who've written the letter, but there's a letter out there from people in politics saying, let the deal close already. Enough is enough. And across the board, there has been a lot of reactions. Tom Warren said, reading between the lines, it looks like Microsoft, Activision, and even the CMA are aiming for this to be closed by August 29th. The CMA issued a final order extension to this date, and the new termination fee jumps to $3.5 billion. So new termination fee. Here's the letter from Congress, July 17th, 2023. And it was signed by, they're basically saying, let the deal close. I'll have to read it later. But here are all the Congress people talking about how they want the deal to close at this point. And I think that is the long and the short of it for you today. Microsoft, the deal's still going and going and going. It's the deal that never ends. Am I right? I guess if you want to see the internal documents from the CMA really quick, on this basis, I am satisfied that the 4-stage process that I have articulated is met. I can move much more swiftly to other factors that most clearly indicate that an adjournment is required and desirable in this case. So even the CMA is basically saying, yeah, we're good. Case is going to close. Let me know what you think about all of these updates in the comments below. Hit that subscribe button, hit that bell if you haven't yet, or hit that like button if you're already subscribed. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. To you who've subscribed, and also to the members who have supported, I really do appreciate it. Hit that join button right down there if you have not yet, and you want these videos without ads. When you join, you get the videos without ads. Thanks for watching, everybody. I tried a new format the other day, so you can check that out, but I know you probably want to see Activision Blizzard stuff, so I'll post to the previous update here about what was going on. But if you go to the channel, youtube.com/@Destinel, I made it a little bit easier because the period was messing up the link backs. But yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. I'm going to get out of here. I'll see you for the next one. Bye for now.